Hi everyone. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Well, I've been getting a lot of messages for particularly that what are the changes of ACCA we are going to observe from September 2027, right? So I've made an earlier video as well, but since we have got this PDF document, so I believe now we should be discussing this, right? So this is basically a future structure, right? So let's just compare it with the past structure, right? So I've made a video for A-level students, but this will be for the both students, right? For FIA background and the others as well, right? Yeah. So if we talk about entry routes in ACCA, right? So there are certain entry routes that you can take an admission into ACCA. So which entry routes are there? If we see which entry routes are there, there can be either you can be BCom or any bachelor's, right? Up to several exemption. Second is that you have done A levels, right? And third is that you have done O levels, metric, or intermediate, right? So let's just talk about first about this category, that what were the exams before and what are the exams now, right? So O levels, intermediate, and metric. If we see before, they have to attempt FIA, right? They have to attempt FIA. Then they were admitted into ACCA, and in ACCA there were part 1, part 2, and part 3, right? There were part 1, part 2, and part 3. Now, if you are O levels, metric, and intermediate, if you have done that, O levels, metric, and intermediate, then for FIA, right? For FIA, you will be entering into FIA, and you have to attempt these papers: FA1, FA2, MA1, MA2. Now, this is the old structure, right? Then I'll tell you about the transition that have been done. MA1, MA2, and then we have BT, or we can say FBT, FMA, and FFA. You have to do this, right? FA1, FA2, MA1, MA2, FBT, FMA, FFA, right? You have to do this. So what's going to happen now is, right? What's going to be happening now is that once you have done all these papers, you go to ACCA Part 1, where you have 3 papers: BT, MA, and FA. And fortunately, since we have passed these papers, so these papers get exempted, right? This is the past one. Huh? This is the past one, exempted and exempted. So how much papers you have attempted? You have attempted, let's say, 7 papers here. And then in part 1, you do 0 papers. And then you directly dive into part 2, which is LW, PM, TX, FR, AA, and FM. You have to attempt 6 papers here, right? And then in part 3, what you have to do? And then in part 3, what you have to do? You have to attempt SPL and SPR mandatory, right? You have to attempt SPL and SPR mandatorily. You have to do it. And then you have optionals in which you have to attempt 2 papers, which is I can say AFM, APM, right? ATX, and triple A. So this is two papers, right? So two papers, these are mandatory, and out of these four, you have to attempt two only. So if I say this FIA or O levels, metric, and intermediate rule, as per the old pattern, what they have done, you have to attempt seven papers here, six papers here, and then four papers here. So it's basically going to be 17 exams, right? It's going to be 17 exams to become ACCA affiliate, right? And here we used to have, after part two, we used to have OBU degree, which is now obviously in May 26, it will be ended, right? Now, the revised structure, right? Now, the revised structure, it's quite amazing, right? To be implemented, to be implemented in September 27th, right? To be implemented in September 27th. Now, what's that? Here, you can see that in foundations, the FIA route, right? You have these three papers, which is F1, F2, F3. The name are F1, F2, F3, which is accounts preparation, management information. In fact, I'll take as a screenshot and will paste there, right? So this is the first level that you have to do. Sorry, let's just remove the screenshot, right? Yeah. So we have three papers here in this level. Sorry. You have F1, F2, and F3. Three papers here. Then once you have done these three papers, you go on to knowledge module, right? That's part one. The name is now knowledge module. Right? You have K1, K2, and K3, right? K1, I believe, is same as F3 of the previous one, or FA of the previous one, right? K2 is MA of the previous one. K3 is LW of the previous one. Means they have totally removed, BT from this, right? They have totally removed BT from this. As per the old syllabus, you have to attempt this BT paper, but as per the new syllabus to be implemented from September 27, you have FA, MA, and LW, which will be here, right? Then in part two, which is, I believe, essentials level, expertise level, sorry. So expertise level, for expertise, you have E1, E2, E3, E4, E5. So E1, E2, E3, E4, and E5, right? Now, the paper names are, let's say, taxation. So this is TX of the old syllabus, right? Then we have E2, that's FR of the old syllabus. Then we have E3, that is audit, risk, and control. So that's AA, right? Then we have E4, that's finance. Finance and investment. So that means FM of the old syllabus. And then we have E5, that's PM, right? One more note that I want to add is that syllabus of these new name papers are not published. So if syllabus are not published, that means if syllabus are not published, That means what's going to be happening, there can be new things. We don't know on that. It will be published in due course, right? So we cannot say that the course would be exactly same. I've used this equals to, but there could be slight changes in the courses, right? As far as now, I believe that these papers are same, right? So if we see here that for FIA background, 3 papers are here, 3 papers are here, right? And then you have 5 papers here, and then in part 3, the strategic professional, and then in part 3, the strategic professional, what we have, and then in part 3, the strategic professional, we have S1, S2, right? So S1 seems to be SBR, S2 seems to be SBL. Then we have optional exams, and in optional exams there's something very important. And in optional exams, you have 5 and you have to attempt only 1. Now, this is something great, right? For ACCAs, that you have uh, SAA, SFAF, right? So SAA, SAF, these are the new exam names, right? Sorry, SAA, ACF, SDS. So ACS, SDF, okay? Then we have SDS, SPI, STA. STI and SPI and STA. Text. Right? So this seems to be the ATX of old syllabus. Then we have APM of old syllabus, right? Then we have a new paper. This is totally a new one, SDS, data sciences and all that. Then we have AFM of old syllabus. And this seems to be AAA of whole syllabus. Again, the syllabus could be changed, but since we haven't got any syllabus breakdown from ACCA, so we'll assume that the syllabus would be minorly changed, right? So here we can see that you have 2 mandatory and 1 optional. So that means 3 exams here. So in the previous courses, you have to attempt, in the previous pattern, you have to attempt 17 exams to be ACCA affiliate, but here 3, 3, 6, 5, 11, and then 3, that is 14. So it's going to be 14 exams to become ACCA affiliate. So, sir, why ACCA? Why ACCA has reduced the exams? See, it's they have described that as a change in the upcoming future. They have got a new paper, entirely new syllabus here. So this could be the reason. And one more thing, guys, that previously here you have only one module. Right here, you have only one module, that's EPSM. But here in these parts, you can see that once you have done foundations, so you'll be getting diploma in business accounting. Once you have done and there is an enterprises and entrepreneurship module. Then we have knowledge, there is responsible business management module, and you'll be getting higher diploma in accounting and business. Then we have expertise, which is you need to do the module of this digital tech and innovation. So you'll be getting advanced diploma in accounting and business, and there's a degree as well. Then we have strategic professional. You have to attempt this module, and you'll be getting a complete ACCA qualification and MSc degree as well. You can apply for that. So that means they haven't reduced the courses, they have converted them into the module. So how can you say that? See, now for FIA structure, you have 14 exams, right? But here you have a module to attempt, right? And once you attempt the module, you get the degree. right? Once you attempt the module, you get the degree. So what's the name of the module here? The module name is this: Enterprise and Entrepreneurship module. And once you have attempted that, you will be getting this degree or this certificate, diploma in accounting and business. So this is good for those students, right? This is good for those students, those who left ACCA in between. Like, let's say if you have done expertise and you are leaving it, so that means if you attempted this module, you'll be getting this diploma at least, right? So this is good for your CV, and you can say that we are not just the papers qualified. We have this diploma. We have done this at this level, right? So once you attempt the module, you get an award. Then you attempt a module after part 1. Then you get an award. Then you do a module after this part. Then you get an award. Then you do a module after this part. Then you get an degree award. So that means 14 exams. If I write it appropriately, the change structure suggests 14 exams, right, plus 4 modules, right, equals to 18, and this would lead you ACCA affiliation, right? And plus affiliation plus 36 months, you have to work somewhere in the ACCA approved employer. So once you have worked off 36 months experience, obviously you will be ACCA member. So this is the change, guys. This is the change for FIA, right? This is the change for FIA. I believe that I'm being clear. So apparently it seems that ACCA has reduced its papers, but it has kind of restructured it. And benefits for the students. So benefits is that you'll be getting, one of the benefit is, right? One of the benefit is lesser time frame because you have lesser papers, right? So lesser time frame, I believe, right? Lesser time frame, certificate at every level, right? Certificate at every level. And since it's a body to update itself, so new courses, right? New courses. So these all are the benefits, right? These all are the benefits. So don't say that ACC has reduced its papers. It has restructured its papers by changing the papers and modules, right? It has restructured. So now, the second is, once those students who have done BCom, bachelor's in any degree, and then A levels. So previously they were supposed to do this, right? This was the previous pattern of theirs. They have OBU option, right? They have OBU option before, and they have MSc option after completion, right? And how many papers they have? 3, then 6, and then 4. So it's 13 papers as per the old pattern, right? 13 papers as per old pattern. But now, revised structure, it's something amazing. Revised structure, they're gonna be getting is, just a second. They were not supposed to do these. Just a second. Huh? Yeah. So guys, a revised structure is quite clear that before you need to attempt 3, 6, and 4, so it leads to 13 papers. Now you're going to attempt 3 of the part 1 because A levels and bachelors don't have to do the foundation, right? They got their foundation exempted. So part 1, right? Then we have 3 papers here, 5 papers here, and 3 papers here as well. So it's going to be with modules, obviously. You have the modules to be attempted. So it's going to be 3, 3, 6, and 11 papers, right? To do ACCA affiliation. So if we see ACCA students here, so they have to attempt 11 papers plus 3 modules. So it gets 14 and then 36 months to ACCA affiliate and then 36 months PER experience requirement. So it gets you ACCA member. And what are the benefits? Again, lesser time frame because you have lesser exams. Yeah, modules would take some time, but obviously exam took the more time. So lesser time frame, certificate at every level, and advanced syllabus, right? An advanced syllabus. Now, these are the changes that I knew that everyone would ask. So therefore, I made a video on it, right? Now, there are certain common questions from the students. There are certain common questions from the students. That's if I waited for 2 years, I'm in ACCA, I'm going to be, it is now 2025, we're going to be waiting till 2 years. So we need to give one lesser exam. So guys, are you guys in your senses that you're going to be holding your qualification 2 years just to get a one lesser exam and 3 advanced modules? Obviously, guys, this is not worth it. You should be aiming to clear your ACCA as early as possible. You should be aiming it, right? Yeah, the ones students, those who are starting ACCA in 2027, they should be thinking of it that in September, we're going to be having a new qualification. We're going to be having a new courses, so we should be doing it. But those students who are in ACCA, who are in skills level or who are in professional level, they should be clearing their ACCA exam now rather than waiting till September 2027. And then from 4 professionals, you get to know 3 professionals, and that means you get automatically qualified, right? If someone has done 3 professionals now and they skip their 4th one, so they'll be automatically qualified in September 2027. But I believe holding your qualification for 2 years, I don't think so that it's a good option. Right, guys? So I believe that this was all from my side in order to explain the changes. I hope that you guys have enough idea. If there are any questions on my YouTube channel, you can comment on and I can reply to you appropriately. Thank you, guys. Take care.